care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space.
All right, this is a video for my friend Amber, and I'm going to talk a little bit about data in this one. So this one might be a standalone. I typed some notes on data on my computer, so I'm going to be looking over here on my computer every now and then just to go over my notes because I wanted to make sure I touched on everything when we talk about data-driven administrators or data-driven decision making, because that's kind of what this is about. And yes, this is a shirt that one of my teacher friends made for me. So the real principles of Greene County. I usually wear this to trainings, but I have it on today. I did not think I was going to be making this video. It's after school. The school day just got out and we had action team meetings after school, and my kids went home and let the dog out. I probably will mention that in every video. I don't know, but I'm going to talk a little bit about data so that I can send this to Amber and she can use it. But the first piece of data information to understand about your school is your demographics. Where is your school located? Rural, big city, small town? What's the economic level of your students? Free and reduced lunch, high poverty, low poverty? Is there a high population of English language learners in your area? We have some Romanian families in our area. Other than that, we're not quite as diverse as other districts and other schools are. So is it a title school? My school doesn't qualify for title funding every year, but our district is a title district because the majority of our schools do. It's just the location of my district. State testing. In the 18 years that I have been an elementary principal, state testing has changed. Sometimes in the beginning, I had to figure it out on my own, and some principals and I worked together, and we would download all the reports and then organize them into spreadsheets the way we want to. Some years our district office would give us reports so that we could use and look at it the way they wanted us to look at it. Other years, again, we would create it on our own. It's been different. The state test has been different every year now for I don't even know how long. We didn't take it one year, then we took it last year. Now we're going to take it this year. Some teacher organizations are fighting against taking it this year, so I'm not really sure how that's going to play out. But your state testing information can give you some information. It's not the be-all, end-all, everything information. You can see trends, but I don't hang my hat on that only. There's also district tests and district information. Our district gives the developmental reading assessment, DRA, and we give the NWEA. Some districts call it MAP testing. That's our state testing, so we call it NWEA, or that would start to get confusing. Again, using state testing and your local testing together creates a better picture than just relying on only one. Surveys. There are formal surveys where you send out and they have to fill them out, and then there's informal surveys. Just go ask people questions and write it down, or just remember it. That's been really valuable for me. A lot of times we have survey overload and everybody is sending a survey. Today's action teams, after action teams, 5 surveys might go out. Some teachers fill them out, some don't. Why not just walk around and ask teachers after school, or have everybody come to the inner circle after school and ask questions and get your answers at that time? Writing samples. This year, our district has been doing Lucy Calkins writing, whatever your opinion is fine. Laying out writing samples side by side. First, you can tell what the writing looks like. Are they leaving spaces? Can you understand it? How's their spelling? What's it look like just as a picture laid out? Then also reading the content, do they get what they're supposed to do? Writing samples are a great piece of data, and we're just getting started with that. One of my favorites, or something that I did not ever see the value in, I don't think teachers like this, okay, I think teachers hate this, but behavior charts. Students that have to carry around a behavior chart on a clipboard every day, and then we keep track of their behavior. And we use the red, yellow, green method. You give them one warning, then it goes to yellow. You give them another warning, it goes to red, and then there's a consequence period. There isn't one more time and you're going to get it, one more time and you're in trouble. If you do that again, you're in trouble. It's like you get 2 chances and then it stops there. And the kids know that, and it's so good. But anyway, you can track that information on for a week, for a month. 3 weeks is pretty good. You can get some really good information after you've kept that for 3 weeks. You can figure out, is it mornings? Is it afternoons? Is it during transitions? Is it during specials? Are the students having behaviors? Can you find a pattern? Is it every weekend after they're at mom's? Is it every weekend after they're at dad's? Is it every Thursday after they've been at mom's or dad's on Wednesday night? Does it have to do with anything? One student, we learned it was a time change. Everything was fine. Time changed in October, November, boom, behaviors. The kid wasn't sleeping. It was all out of whack. Behavior charts are huge data collection. Classroom observations. Observing students. I go in and I can observe students, and I'm talking about minute by minute observations in this example. You can do generic observations, but what I'm talking about is I walk into a classroom and I'm trying to gather information on a student, and I write down minute by minute what they're doing. 1 o'clock, sitting in their desk, eyes are on the teacher. 1:01, sitting in the desk, eyes are on the teacher. 1:02, getting paper out of their desk, playing in their desk. 1:03, pulling all of their supplies out of their desk. 1:04, tapping their pencil on their desk. You give a minute by minute. The teacher can't keep track of what a kid's doing minute by minute. There's something's just happening and it's affecting something. But I can sit in there and I can take a minute by minute, and I have staff that can do this as well. And they can take a minute by minute documentation, and you can see where that kid's time is going and what the teacher is doing. I will write S for student, T for teacher, so I know what the teacher's doing, what the kid's doing. Teacher said this, student did this. Teacher said this, student did this. So you can see, and a parent can see, and sometimes I'll share it with a parent so they see exactly what their kid is doing in class. I have discipline data. I'm going to grab it because I'm not going to show you all of it, but I have discipline data on where things are happening. So I have my secretary printed off, and you can see the location that there's discipline happening and how many in those places. Then we have by description of what happened. So we divide it up by descriptions that are in our student information systems. So, and that's all of them. I don't have any alcohol violations in my building. So let's see, what else do I have here? And then how many events, like how many events were they? At the elementary level, almost everything is inappropriate behavior and conduct. I don't do like huge, big discipline events because they're just elementary kids. All of this was discipline that I divided up for second semester. I show my discipline data to teachers. I haven't lately because I don't have my why yet. Like, we know why kids are doing what they're doing right now because of COVID and just different things that are going on. So I haven't shown this to teachers because I don't want them to wig out. I don't divide it up into identifiable pieces of information. I have 3 sections of every grade level. So I'll have kindergarten as one piece of data, first grade, second grade. I don't have it classroom A, classroom B, classroom C, because teachers can figure that out. I give teachers discipline data because I want them to analyze it and help me figure out how to help them. It's not a gotcha. It's not a let's try to get more or less, or we do too many of these. It's just, here's what it looks like. What do you notice? What can we do better? Is everything going the way we expect? Do we have a lot? Do we not have a lot? Do you see any areas in the building that we need to focus on better? So just information gathering. So that's discipline data. And I think we've had 3 AMI days, 3 snow days. We're getting ready to have more snow days. So I just haven't given that to the teachers yet. One that's going to surprise you I think that it's going to shock you that I even bring this up, is social media data and threads that you see on Facebook or different social media platforms, because that's data and that's telling you something. It might be telling you something dumb, or it might be telling you that there is an issue that you didn't know anything about. You may or may not need to address it or go find out about it, or it may be telling you that you need to reach out to somebody, or something happened and you are concerned about somebody's safety or something. I don't go looking for that stuff. I don't stay on social media. I don't go find that stuff. If I were a high school principal or something like that, I'd probably avoid it like the plague. But if I'm in a community forum or if I'm in a group forum and I see some things that are going on, that's data for me to figure out. Even if it's another school district in another state and I see a forum or I see a thread, I think, am I being a good communicator? Could that be happening at my school and I don't even know that? Is there an outlier that is creating an issue that I need to talk to that I didn't even realize that there was a problem? So using social media is an excellent source of data. The last thing I'm going to talk about is where to collect this or where all of this is. For me, we have a student information system and every school has a different student information system. Our student information system is Tyler K-12, and we call it SIS. And I ask my teachers to put everything in that, and we put all of our discipline, attendance, interventions, test scores, so that I can print reports from student information system. Google Forms are great for surveys. Paper behavior charts, we collect the behavior charts. Let's say these are all behavior charts. I go through, I tally, okay, 9 to 9:15, tally how many issues we had, tally how many issues we had. Then I have a master copy of the behavior chart and I can see right before lunch, this child is a disaster. Maybe they're just hungry earlier and they need to have a snack mid-morning. Paper discipline referrals. Teachers do write students up and send the paper to me so that I can send that home. I probably could do digital on that. I've been thinking a lot about that lately, but there's a committee on that right now. Google Sheets, collecting it in a Google spreadsheet. There's observation notes. I talked about those. And then there's just tally marks, just collecting tallies on data. That's a really fast breakdown of just all the different data. I'm sure I left something out. I'm sure you do something differently or you've heard of it differently. But data, you can make data say anything, but then data doesn't usually lie. So you can twist the lie if you want to, but data can lay out a pretty basic picture of what is going on. And usually I have found teachers appreciate knowing or appreciate having to have the information. I am super guilty of being the person that says, well, everyone said that the principal was observing classrooms the other day. Or, well, all the kids in my class didn't do their spelling homework. I'm guilty of the over-elaborating and saying, like everybody did it, or, well, every day at this time, or you ask about a student, well, that student is terrible all day. Well, no, they have a good portion of the day. Anyway, I'm guilty of that. Data doesn't lie. So that's just kind of my really quick video to send to Amber, who is texting me right now, asking for my data video. But anyway, put questions down in the bottom about data, anything you want me to answer, or I can do a follow-up video to this and help you desegregate the data that you have, or maybe you can't believe I didn't mention this one thing and you need to call me out about this one piece of data, but let me know about that as well.
You were my best friend, didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in full.